doesn't matter where you are and what you are doing, you can do that. You can do that. You could be working on your laptop in the cafeteria, no problem. So what is the best way to get in shape really fast? Now, this video will be a bit counterintuitive, but I'm gonna give you some advice that will not be just another trick, but it's gonna be a tremendous mindset shift that will make you fit if you follow it. See, the problem is that many people, when they want to get into shape, they try to figure out what is the best program to follow. So they start searching and they get overwhelmed by the products of choice. There's so many different programs, so many different gurus out there, so many books, so many courses, so many recommendations that you simply don't know what to do. So eventually you decide, okay, I'm gonna do X or Y or Z. You try to stick to it. As a part of the plan, you work out anywhere from 3 to 7 times a week. But the problem is that as you are pushing yourself, it's not really becoming the part of who you are. You're not doing anything to change your paradigm, to shift how you perceive yourself, what is your identity, and how you view reality and yourself in that reality. So the problem with most people who don't train is that they don't have the identity of someone who trains, right? So what happens is, yes, you can push yourself to go for that little workout or go for a jog or even do a Spartan race, but deep inside you don't feel like you're the type of person that does those things. You feel like you have to push yourself. When you wake up in the morning, you see those shoes and you don't really want to go for a run, but you rationalize, well, I have to do it because I committed. So you keep exerting your willpower to do what you feel like you have to do. Now, on the flip side, if you shift your identity and if you decide, you know what, I'm going to become the type of person that works out. I'm going to become a Spartan. I'm going to become a Navy SEAL type of character, right? Once you become that person, once you start seeing yourself as that person, everything will shift because that identity will pull you to what you have to do. Another part of it is that very often, we get so stuck in what is the perfect routine and the ideal thing to do that we forget about the basics. And I personally believe that the best way to get into shape is to use those small impulses and moments of inspiration to work out anywhere and everywhere, right? So, give you an example. I was just walking by here and I was planning actually to go a bit further there to make some videos. I didn't plan to make this video, but then I saw the pull-up bar. And guess what I did? I jumped on it, probably did 100 plus pull-ups, I did some dips, and then I decided to make this video because this is what you gotta do. Now, here's the thing. In the evening, I have another workout planned with my friends, right? I could very easily rationalize in my head, I'm not gonna do anything because I'm doing a workout later on. But you and me, we both know that someday, one day later, tomorrow never comes. Sometimes we have that perfect plan. We say, I'm gonna work out at 8 p.m. tonight. I'm gonna do X, Y, and Z, and it never comes. Or life simply happens, and even though you should be doing certain things, you just don't do them. So I feel like using those little moments of inspiration when you actually have an impulse to do something is so powerful. It doesn't have to be banging out 100 pull-ups, right? Everyone is at a different stage. You may be at a stage where it could be 2 pull-ups or maybe just even hanging from the bar, right? If you can't even do pull-ups and you see a bar, just decide, you know what, I'm gonna hang from it 10 seconds at a time and I'm gonna do a few sets of that. Maybe you can bang out a few push-ups, right? If you are waiting for your bus or you're waiting for a train, well, instead of just standing there, do a bit of stretching. And I'm not saying that you have to start doing splits and doing handstands and all types of crazy things. It's about doing something. Could be literally 20 seconds of stretching, right? Just pulling your leg up, doing something like that. Because what's going to happen is, look, if you want to build habits, obviously the more frequency you have, the stronger your habits will become and the faster you will build your habits. For some reason, people got around this idea that ideally you should build a new habit once per day. But I disagree with that. Okay, obviously once per day is better than once per week or once every 10 days. But if you really want to build strong habits and if you want to shift your identity and totally shift your paradigm, well, why don't you do the things that you want to do several times a day? So when it comes to working out, sure, have that one session scheduled for each day, but whenever you have an impulse, whenever maybe you watch a video, you see David Goggins, right, and get really inspired, you see Jocko Willink or one of those people, and you just have this impulse that you would like to exercise, or you feel like, I feel like stretching now. It doesn't matter where you are and what you are doing, you can do that. You can do that. You could be working on your laptop in the cafeteria, no problem. Just go to the bathroom and go stretch a little bit, or do some deep breathing. If you are walking, you're taking a walk, and you have an impulse, it would be nice to work out, or maybe you're listening to this audiobook and you feel inspired, do a few push-ups. You may say, well, the ground is dirty. It doesn't matter. Do some push-ups, do some squats. You can always wash your hands, okay? But the point is, you want to make sure that you really push yourself and that you cultivate that habit, not just daily, but several times a day. And if you do that, I can guarantee you that your physical body will change, but also your mind will transform. Let me know what you think, post a comment. Very spontaneous video, but I feel like this is important because way too many people focus on those elaborate programs. You got to do exactly this or you got to do that, but they forget about the basics. The basics of, if you want to become some type of individual, well, you have to shift your mindset and you have to shift your identity right away, and you have to do the types of things that that person would do every single day, ideally several times a day, to build that strong habit.